We shall not all physically die, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. That's going to be a sudden change. And 1 Thessalonians 4:13 tells us the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and with the voice of the archangel and the trump of God, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed from mortal to immortality. What does that mean? That means the body that I'm in right now, I'm not going to be in always. Now, I want you to stay with me just a few more minutes, because I want you to look at that in Romans. Because the writer of the book of Romans is telling us something about the reason why we have to go through change in this life. And change does not stop here. And he tells us in verse 18, because as we go through changes, we reckon that to situations and certain sufferings that we endure. And he says, but I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Now watch this. He goes on in the 19th verse and he says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. Now every time you experience change, it's just an indication of the great change that's getting ready to come. And what the writer is saying to us is that the changes even that you are experiencing in your body, in your physical being. See, what you have to understand is that every time you get a headache, every time Arthur shows up, arthritis, every time you hear about somebody with cancer or somebody with leukemia, what you need to understand is that is your body crying out for change. Let me make it plain to you. Before Adam sinned, there was no such thing as a headache. Before Adam sinned, there was no such thing as cancer or high blood pressure. There was no such thing as sugar diabetes. Sin brought all of that into the world. And when God cursed Adam, Adam's connection to the earth caused the earth to be cursed with Adam. And when the earth was cursed with Adam, because everything in the earth is dependent upon everything else in the earth. So when God cursed man, and he cursed the earth, the connection between man and the earth, the sin that came through man affected the earth. Why do you think that we're having all of these tsunamis and mudslides and earthquakes and all of these tornadoes and hurricanes happening in the universe? It is because every pain, every distress you encounter, every bit of sadness, every bit of sorrow, sickness and death is a sign that your body is ready for change. And incidentally, every time you even pick up a paper and read about an earthquake, a volcanic eruption, a mudslide like they're having right now over in the Philippines, a murder, a drowning, a hurricane, a tornado, that is the earth groaning and crying out saying, I can't take this much longer. Your body and the earth are connected with one another.